Sid, this is massive news, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is also, in truth, partly conjecture at this point. Of course, nobody knows how this is going to evolve. Nobody knows at which point people will be able to leave their houses. Nobody knows at which point football will restart, or indeed if and when there will be a vaccine. But what has happened here is that in a meeting, a Zoom meeting with the presidents of La Liga, every single club, Javier Tebas, the president of the entire league, started with a preamble which was very negative. Very, very pessimistic about the future. And he said to them, listen, we have to be ready for the worst. We have to be ready for a very bad situation. And we have to make the assumption that there's a very strong probability now that we won't be playing games with fans in the stadium until after Christmas. Now, it's a vague date, but it is a date and it is a cut-off point. And it does tell you that right now within La Liga, there's a sense that it's going to be a very, very long time before we get genuine normality back.
Now, the plan was, before this news broke, that I'd be talking to you about the possibility that Lautaro Martinez will be staying at Inter Milan, not moving to Barcelona. But this kind of blows the doors off all of these conversations, doesn't it? Because obviously no fans coming into the stadium affects all the clubs drastically when it comes to revenue and what they can spend on transfers.
Absolutely it does, and this is exactly what Tebas said to the league's presidents. He said to them all with that speech, look, we have to be ready for the worst. We have to accept the probability now that there won't be fans in stadiums until 2021. Even that is conjecture. Who knows if it might be longer? Who knows when those vaccines will come? And he said quite explicitly to them, and the economic impacts of this are huge. And one of the things he said was, forget big signings. This summer is not going to be a summer of huge circulation of money. It's not going to be a summer with very, very big deals happening. It's probably a good idea that you start concentrating a little bit more closely now on the return of your players who are out on loan at other clubs and on bringing youth team players through. So the two things in Tebas's discourse, at least with the presidents of the league clubs, those two things in his discourse were explicitly linked.
Wow, so what are we going to talk about if we can't talk about Neymar coming back to Barcelona?
Well, inevitably we'll end up talking about that anyway, won't we? I think that kind of stuff, of course, is going on in the background. But as we've said numerous times on the show before, part of it is a bit irreal at the moment. It doesn't feel like it's genuinely happening because, of course, clubs are looking at a market. They don't know what shape it's going to be in. They don't know what kind of prices it's going to be for players. They don't know how much kind of room for manoeuvre they're going to have in terms of negotiating with other clubs. They don't know whether the money they're owed by other clubs in other leagues or indeed in their own leagues is going to come to them, whether they're actually going to have that cash. Because it's not just about your financial situation, it's also about your ability to have cash flow, your ability to put that money down to make signings. And so you know, signings will happen and there will be transfers, but I think we're going to see a very significant decrease in the prices. I don't think we're going to see €100 million moves unless it's something absolutely exceptional. And yeah, I think it's very, very likely indeed that in terms of pure numbers of deals that are done in the summer, that are deals to do with purchasing at least, not necessarily loans, not necessarily swaps, but purchases, I think we'll see that come plummeting as well.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.